for the feed. There we go.
Hey.
Now they can hear us.
Hallelujah.
It's all good. We got it, guys. We're back. No worries at all. So we have a guest tonight, and that's important. We're going to get to him in a little while. We have some things to cover from a trip to Dallas. Three of us were there. You were not. You were missed.
I'll be there. I'm going to Dallas this weekend.
Are you really?
Yeah.
For some anime stuff?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, though.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. They won't tell me.
They won't tell you?
Yeah. I guess not at liberty to discuss.
Does that mean it's a big project?
I haven't the foggiest idea. Yeah, that's it. They won't tell me what it is. They was
Okay.
like, yeah, you can be here on Friday. I was like, yeah. Actually Thursday, but yeah. So
Okay. Well,
know.
we'll find out what your big project is.
I don't
I'm
it's
excited.
probably nothing.
No, maybe you're a Pokemon or something.
I've done that and they don't mind.
Maybe you're like a new going to be in a movie theater Pokemon.
Baby Yoda.
No.
You're not doing something for Star Wars?
No.
They would
in
make
Dallas? No.
They would make you keep that shit hush.
Yeah.
Right?
I doubt the Disney's coming to Dallas.
Is it going to be your first American character?
I've done American.
Have you done? Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
I don't know.
But I don't know what this one is. I've done Americans before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's not black ones.
You just joined a cult.
enough
Yeah.
about your exciting thing you can't
Yeah,
talk
I don't
about.
know what it's
That's
about.
bleh. We're gonna jump to a guest in a little while. Not yet. Rob, when was the last musician we had on here? Was it the guys in Dash?
Jesse Dayton.
Jesse Dayton. Before
Yeah.
that, was it the guys in Dash Rip Rock?
Maybe. We have Rich O'Toole.
Rich O'Toole was on
Yeah,
here.
who, by the way, we might have on in the next month or so.
Have you spoken with him?
I have sent a message, yes.
Okay.
So there's interest.
I'm all excited. Nobody tells me anymore what we're up to. Nobody tells me, except for the
Well,
fact
if I can confirm, I will confirm. But
that we all decided that we're bringing in a hellacious amount of guests
yeah.
for a thing that we can probably announce right
fuck,
now.
Yeah, man.
On April 19th, we're sort of crashing the Twitch gates, and we're not crashing. We're not.
Sort
when
of.
I say crashing them, we're not going to uncrash them until the 20th. We're going to spend all into 420 from I think noon on the 19th to noon on the 20th.
Ugh.
24 straight hours of broadcasting. We're going to have guests of all sorts, musicians, comedians. I don't know, some in studio, some not. There may be some opportunities for some fans who are in Houston to actually join us for maybe a performance or two
At
in
5
the
in the
studio.
morning?
I don't know. You know what? We have fans at all hours
Yeah.
of the night,
No,
Rob.
that's the thing. Is like I booked us a guest who's in LA, and he was like, I won't be available until after 10 p.m., which is after
Yeah.
midnight our time. And I was like,
Perfect.
fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
is that too late? I'm like, absolutely not.
No,
Right, so
we need people. From
Yeah, we're gonna pop.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a lot. We'll do. Basically, think of it like a sampling of everything. You know how like at the. I'm trying to think of a good example now. I was gonna say like
A smorgasbord.
Yeah, where they give you a sample. I was gonna say like the beginning of the Summer Olympics or something, but that's not really what
I just
they.
wanted to say smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't fucking know.
Smorgasbord. Is it Swedish?
Smorgasbord.
Because it sounds like the Swedish chef.
It does. Smorgasborded.
Poof.
So we're doing a smorgasbord. We'll have all the games we play, tons of guests, new stuff, the live performances. Rob, we may even let you do a live trivia game or something.
Oh, at 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll do prizes. We'll give stuff away. We'll give stuff away every hour. And no, we don't have Trey tonight. We'll have him for the broadcast that goes 20. Are we gonna make 24 hours? Is the question.
You know what? I tell you what. Out of my pocket, I'm giving away $100 at 5 a.m., but you have to be on.
Ooh, right now.
Nice.
Just
to,
like
to a
that.
guest
Yeah.
Yeah.
or to somebody watching.
If you're in the chat,
What if it's just me and you?
then I keep $100.
That's
go.
not what I
You're
heard.
not a guest.
Fine, then you.
We'll all be playing that game otherwise. Who can comment right at 5 a.m.?
That's fair. So $100. What else do you want to give away, Rob?
I don't want to give away anything.
Let's.
I want to stay up. I don't know how I'm going to do
A
that.
free call to the Saudi.
So
if
you're-
you're up
Yeah.
at 6.
You're going to Dallas. We just got back from Dallas, and I'll be honest. That's one of the most fun weekends I've had. Because I haven't been on stage in a while, so you got just that right amount of. We did that show for the launch of the ticket app, right? So that was probably the last time I was on stage, and that was the first time in a minute. So it was. I got to go out, and I was happy. I brought Jerry Wayne Longmire with me to feature, and this son of a bitch, this dumb, funny son of a bitch, wrote What I thought Sam wrote what I thought was the best 10 closing minutes in comedy working right now, and then Jerry turned around and went, "I got the hottest 10 minutes you've ever seen closing right now," and I don't want to follow either one of them. Rob, how you feel about some feature dates in the future? You hadn't written shit.
Yeah,
Do ya?
oh, I've got a whole new bit I'm working on.
Do you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I got them
Yeah.
back for you on Friday.
Yeah, you guys, it was all a series of let's just make everybody work.
Sam hit that stage Friday. Our opener was good, right? He was a good kid, but Sam hit that stage like 7 minutes of chainsaw Friday.
Because you only gave me 7 minutes.
It was
Like,
just
I can do 7 minutes in one breath.
Yeah.
That's what the Whiskey Brothers are fastballs, man. It's all fucking fastballs.
It was.
You give any one of
it
us
You
a
get
short
7
set.
minutes. Come on.
Yeah.
That's going to be a
7-minute
flamethrower.
fastball. It was fire.
Yeah.
That show went. I mean, that Friday night show took a. It went vertical and it never stopped.
And that crowd was so fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
So many people are so eager to get out and support, you know? I mean, crowds are.
They've been cooped up.
The few crowds I've seen have been very nice, and they're sweet, and yes, give us whatever you got, please.
Yeah, now
we
people
want
are
to be
getting
here.
shots, and they're like, let's go get some shots.
It's really
Yeah.
decent sized crowds too.
Yeah.
Man. It
They-
was amazing.
They were outstanding. So, so a big hello to anybody that is here from those shows. I see a lot of y'all popping in right now, Charita and some other folks. If you were at the shows in Dallas, welcome. Me and Jerry enjoyed you, and if you happen to catch Sam, we appreciate that. Unless you're that bitch from the Late Show Saturday, in which case I hope
We're
you
gonna
drove
talk
into a
about that. Don't
guardrail.
ruin that. We're gonna.
There was a bitch in the Late
I don't
Show
mind.
on
I
a
don't mind having the conversation right now. We got time. We got time.
This is the funny. Like I've never seen this as a comic. Like you've seen people heckle and do dumb shit, and you see the comics after the show. Everybody's all fun about it and everything. I've never seen anybody get disciplined, like get a talking to from a comic, and it was the funniest thing.
After the
First
show?
off, Slade on stage was very kind to her, but he
No, he
says,
wasn't.
no, yes, he was. Yes, he was. Dude, I'm telling you, this was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment in comedy. Packed house. She starts running her mouth about him doing his shot, and he said, if you want to buy my shot, I'll do it when you want it to. Otherwise, yada, yada, yada. And she just keeps rolling. And he walks across the stage, and he said, do you ever hear somebody talk and just wonder where they cut hair? And the crowd, boom, hits. And he said, no. Then he follows it up. He goes, it's the main event, but it's spelled like M-A-N-E, not M-A-I-N.
I know who she is. You know what I mean? I know this archetype.
It hits again, and then we hear a voice from the back of the room. I am a hairdresser. And the crowd explodes. I mean,
Fuck out of here.
No, it was the called shot. It was the called
Reggie
shot.
Jackson.
Yes, sir. It was the Reggie Jackson.
dude, I was crying. But that's not even. After the show, Slade's selling merch. We're standing out there. She comes bouncing out the door, and she can't wait to run up and tell him. She tries to hug him. She goes, give me a hug. I'm the hairdresser. And he goes, absolutely fucking not.
Damn right.
And she steps back, and she's like, do we need to have a talk? He said, yeah, we got to have a talk right now. Fuck you and your sense of entitlement.
Oh,
And
shit.
she starts backpedaling, and he gives her a talk. He goes, what makes you think as a grown-up it's okay to go to another grown-up's job and behave that way? And he just rails her for like 50, till it's like awkward. It's like when y'all were yelling at Rob. It was terrible. I didn't want to be in the room. And she goes out the door with her big doofy-looking boyfriend.
Of course.
And they're out there smoking cigarettes, and I'm watching. Slade's talking to other people. And I'm watching this dude because he's just one of the, just a dumb Dallas fuck. You
Yeah.
can just tell he has a tap-out shirt.
By the way, I was like, how did you guess she was a hairdresser? How did you pull that out? And then he said, doofy-looking boyfriend smoked cigarettes. And I was like, I guess both of those.
But he couldn't even see him when he did it. But this dude's out there, and she's gesturing towards Slade, and the dude's like looking like big doofy Dallas fuck, like he may come in and act ignorant and punch a headliner.
Really?
He has that look about him.
That doesn't end well, people.
No. So I'm watching him like a hawk. And he comes in the door, and he acts like he's going to walk up to the table, and there's a bunch of people there. And instead, he goes off to the bathroom, and she's watching. She's out there smoking her cigarette, watching him like a hawk.
For 5 seconds, I was about to say, if you put a $20 bill on the table, I didn't want to say that shit. I was gonna lose my goddamn mind.
But so he's been telling that story about the heckler, the 30 years. And this dude comes out of the bathroom, comes over, and he looks at Slade for a minute, and I'm watching him like, am I gonna have to clip this fella, And he goes, "Hey man, that was funny as shit."
Boom!
Fist bumps. That's not, dude. When he fist bumped Slade, I watched her eyes narrow, and she took a long drag off that cigarette, like. And he walked out the door, and she was on him like a hyena. And they were walking around the thing, and she slapped him in the back of the head.
I missed that. I didn't even know this.
No, you were talking to other people, and I'm watching this thing, and he's walking, and me and the opener are watching, and me and Zach, and she just slaps him across the back of his head. And I was like, dude, it's going to be the shittiest car ride home. Just because that little fist bump.
Yeah.
Because you know she went out there, you need to go in there and do something. You need to go in there and say something to that son of a bitch. And he looked just dumb enough to do it. And I thought he was coming, and I was like, here we go. Here we go. We're going to rock and roll. Last show, Saturday night.
Props to him.
It was. I mean, it was just one of those situations. She was so hated through the entire show. He was almost. He had to say something on his way.
Guys get
out.
embarrassed when the chick does that.
It was
women
right?
get embarrassed when the dude does
And
that.
I was the most beautiful part about it was I really was as nice to her in the showroom as possible. I thought pointing out that she might be a hairdresser
You've changed.
was Sam. I know it was beautiful, but it was artfully done because I had jokes I wanted to tell, and it was really, really fun. And it wasn't until she came out and continued it that I really was like, okay, now I get to be who I really am.
But she kept trying. She kept trying to hug him, and he would jump back and fold his arms like, absolutely fucking not. No. And she's like, you could tell she's used to getting her way.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful
It
picture
was-
of entitlement.
You've gotten enough attention.
She was like one of these girls that her butt, boobs, and belly are all the same size.
Oh,
She's
God.
shaped like a torpedo,
A cylinder.
sundress.
a depth charge.
And
fuck.
you can just tell she's used to bullying people, and
Yeah.
it was so funny. I was just
It
here,
ma-
So she was
man.
built like butt beats.
It made me
I
smile
guess.
on the inside harder than I could ever explain.
It makes me smile right fucking now.
Let's
It's a
take
walking beaver nugget.
Let's take a departure from my show in Dallas. I want to get to our guest because I'm stoked. I've been listening to his music all damn day long. The High Priest of Distortion. You've heard him in X Order, Heavy as Texas. Back in the day, we probably won't talk about Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. He's got a brand new custom guitar from Solar, and I want to see this. It's Marzi Montazeri, and yeah, show me. Turn him up, and let me ask you. You got your custom family emblem on this damn guitar? Do we have his audio? Hang on, I don't have his audio. Turn him up. Turn him up. Turn him
There
up.
it is.
Yeah, there we go. Show me your emblem.
What's up, everybody?
Show him the Mazda.
How do you have a custom family emblem? What the hell is a custom Yeah, I want one. My family doesn't have shit. I got nothing. I got the last name Ham. I got no mosaic tiles on the neck of anything.
No
I got
porcelain
no,
pig.
No microphone with a nose, nothing.
That's funny, man.
Where'd
Well,
you-
you deserve one.
Where'd you get it? You just
The family emblem.
yeah. Turn
or
him
the
up. For me.
guitar?
Both. Tell me the story.
The family emblem's been on. This is my second signature guitar. This one is by a company called Solar. It's taken off. It's a brand new guitar company. I previously was with Washburn Guitars, but the neck, the fretboard is exactly the same. So the family emblem stayed the same. It's derived from my ancestry, which is Zoroastrian Persian, and it's Ahura Mazda, and it's got 3 layers of wings, which it stands for do good, be good, and have good thoughts. So it's a
Hell
derivative.
yeah.
It's a derivative of that, and what I've done is kind of like, I had my own take on it, and it didn't do much, so I didn't put a figure on it. Instead, I put 3 ones, 111, which makes an M, and I have 3 kids, and so it kind of like all goes together, and the numbers 111 and 1111 appear in my life.
Brother, I just want to point out that the beautiful part of the symbolism to the story you just wove and the way everything intertwines, and then I got a friend who just went and got a jaguar off the wall tattooed on his arm. You know what I mean? Like I just appreciate.
Well, I just want to point
When-
out that today is bullshit because, as a rule, I'm supposed to have the best hair on the podcast. And you have gone and fucked that up. Thanks for that.
I want to talk to you. We're gonna ask all kinds of questions. Just play some licks for me, will you? Just show off.
you hear? Can you hear this? I'll do my Eddie Van Halen take when he does the elephant.
So that Missy Elliott song. Got a big new.
He also did the horse, you know. You know, and then
Marzi, hang on. Before you just did the horse. You're from Houston, right?
Yeah.
So I was about to say, being from Houston, my take on all this stuff was just I don't know how good it's gonna sound, but let me see. It was supposed to be a chicken.
But what I'm saying is,
that second ward eruption.
what I was saying is, if you're from Houston, you remember Dead Horse.
Oh God, yes. Man.
Yeah, the first time I ever heard somebody do a horse on track was during that song Hank. And when you did that, I was like, oh my God, fucking Dead Horse!
Hank, yeah, man. I don't know if you're aware of this, but do you know that album's been remastered just recently?
What?
It
Horsecore or Priest of Death?
Amazing. It sounds amazing. It's one of those things, you know, in the modern day world, information age, like some really big things like that, kind of don't get noticed sometimes, you know.
Oh, I gotta go find that, brother. Yeah, I'm old school as fuck. I don't know if you see the Sepultura shirt. Like, I fucking.
Oh yeah. Nah, dude.
He said we weren't gonna talk about Phil Anselmo and the Legals, but I gotta mention some part about it. Like, Vulgar Display dropped when I was 13 years old, and as a kid getting introduced to testosterone, it was the best thing ever. And so I was a huge Pantera fan, and all my friends were like, dude, if you like Pantera, you got to check out Exorder. And I did, and I fucking loved them. And so basically, our guest tonight is my entire middle school discography.
They play with Super Joint Ritual, too.
Yeah, I know, but that Super Joint was after middle school. But if you
That
join...
tells you how old it is because it's a discography.
If you fucking join Sepultura, I'm moving in with you. Like, that's all you're missing.
Well, look, man, I'm a lot like yourself, and just imagine you playing in the Exorder now, because I too am a Pantera fan, and I too am an Exorder fan, and I was not involved or had nothing to do with them when they were you know, cutting their teeth at that time in 2017, because my lead singer for Heaviest Texas is Kyle Thomas, same cat for Exorder. When they decided to put that thing back together, they asked me if I would do it, and I said, man, hell yes.
How fucking pumped were you when you got that invitation?
Yeah, man. So, you know, since then, a lot has changed, and we put out an album 2000, I believe, 19, and and then now I'm working on a new one. We're working on a new one.
Fuck
and
yeah, I'll be there.
really excited about it, man.
So am I.
Sepultura, I love Sepultura so much. It's a blessing to get to see them on the road. That's the only way I get to see and hang out with people, you know, and get, you know, I met Andreas in like a Bloodstock, and, you know, we were talking about our 16-year-old sons, like that kind of party.
I was so pissed, man. I was in Seattle, you know, visiting my kid, and I left, and right after I left, I found out that Max was coming there with Soulfly, and they were going to play that entire Nail Bomb album start to finish, and I never got to see Nail Bomb, and I was like, I got off the plane, and I was like, how do I get back to the fucking airport?
Yeah, man. Well, you know, Max plays a lot, so.
Mars, this is what I love about musicians and comics. We all share the road together in a sense that I know you've got a war story or a hell gig, or like, get in rock and roll, what happens when everything shits the bed and you're all out there and everything just falls apart?
How, in what sense? Like, for me,
not a gig that went well. We all have those. We all know the shows where they all stood up and the music all went well. Tell me a show where you showed up and you had the highest of hopes and you left and you went, this is every domino that could have fallen improperly just fell improperly.
You know, for me, the only way like that could ever happen is to be, it's like a living nightmare is what it is. To be put on that stage in front of like a grand, you know, audience, and not have, you know, the tools that you're supposed to have as an artist. Like the simple, man. Simple. As a drummer, you need drums, guitar, and all that. But, we especially in metal, you get certain sounds, I look forward to playing Russia. Man, I was so stoked. It wasn't even funny. But it was one of those gigs, man, where we were in Eastern Europe, and sometimes you don't have time for the bus to drive, so you get to catch a flight.
Oh, yeah.
So we caught this plane, man. We arrive in Moscow. We get picked up. It was like no sleep, and I was like, man, the dude was driving crazy, but he was trying to get us there. He was on a mission.
I have got to just sit very still, band people.
He was driving in the freeway like it was New York. It was crazy. It was like, you didn't want to look because, So I was just like, wow, just looking around, going, looking at the architecture, apartment buildings, and just Moscow, whatever. We're in traffic, I'm just tired. We literally pull up. It was one of those movie gigs when the van goes, whoop, opens up, you walk out. I had my backpack on me. We walked out. We walked off the ramp. We walked from the van to the ramp. We got on stage. We were about to be on.
Wow.
We had like maybe 10 minutes to set up. I get on, people cheer for you, but you're like, yeah, man, what's up? You turn around, all right, and you plug your guitar in, your tech brings your guitar in, and there's this amp they provided for you in Russia, and you play and you go.
It says Radio Shack on it.
And you play the guitar, and he goes, fart. And then, shit, fart, piss. What the fuck is this, man? What is this? I was like, man, y'all got another amp? They bring another amp. And it was just like, we
don't even have bread.
One was like, just shit. The other one was like diarrhea. So it was just like, fuck, man. It was like, then at that point, you can't be defeated because it's like, there's kids out there that are there to see you. So I was like, what do I fucking do, man? So I'm trying to manipulate this thing as best that I could, and then just like turn certain pedals up, and it sounded so bad I had to get away from it. So I couldn't actually have the monitors hit me, and I couldn't definitely be next to it. So what I did is just go away from it and play my parts like I was playing on an acoustic guitar. And I think the performance, and I just did whatever I could. Give it some sort of life. But that to me, you know what I mean, when you don't have your tools, I played well, I didn't miss my parts. The band was tight,
right?
But we sounded like dog shit. And it wasn't just me. It's like just
that's the upside to being in a band, at least. It
doesn't happen like that anymore, though, because the modern technology has allowed it for
right.
If you don't have good tone when you're going somewhere, then that's your fucking problem.
Yeah,
you better be equipped. But got to get with the times. It's too damn easy now to just plug in and just go. Would you plug into your damn computer? It's like.
So you mentioned Moscow, and by the way, the same thing happened to me when I played Moscow.
Oh, that sucks.
But I want to ask you because it's been on my bucket list, and I just assume you've been there. Are metal shows in Mexico City as badass as they say they are?
South America, Central America, well, heavy metal in general breeds a different audience. There's this unification to it that's like unlike anything else.
Oh, trust me, I know.
It's rather tame though. Obviously, in like Eastern Europe, it gets a little bit wild. In Western Europe, there's no comparison to the passion in Central America and South America. So I don't know where this originated from or where it started, but if you played in Mexico and you played like a song, usually people sing along the chorus, correct? Or something.
Right.
They chant, they're like the popular spot. They sing the song, man. They sing the guitar riff. They sing the riff. I'm not joking, bro. I'm not joking.
Oh, my God.
Some of that actually, when I went to see Metallica at Reliant, some of that bled over. When they did Master of Puppets, there's like 60,000 people in this place going, dun, 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 dun. I was like, what? wrong with the band? I was like, it's like,
And that's
it's
that
just
beautiful-
like,
that's
what
that
is
beautiful
going on?
Mexican
It's just
influence.
everyone passed like singing with the band. It's
I
like,
saw Slayer in San Antonio, and San Antonio is a heavy Mexican town, and that's what I put it on my bucket list that I've got to go to Mexico City. And last year I had tickets to Rammstein in Mexico City, and then fucking COVID happened. I was finally gonna cross it off my bucket list. I was like, because Rammstein has that song "Te Quiero Puto," the Spanish one. And they never play it anywhere unless they're in South America. And I love that track. So I was like, man, I'll get to hear them play that live. I'll finally get to see a show in Mexico City. And then they're like, we're canceling everything because of COVID. And I still got that ticket in my fucking backpack. Because if they reschedule it, I'm just going to show up with my ticket like, I paid. Put me in, goddammit.
Yeah, y'all make it. I'm so.
that
place-
that sucks, but
You want to riff a little bit more? Just you can't have that thing sitting in your lap and not play it.
Yeah, who are you, George Strait?
Damn, yeah.
Wow. Look at y'all little shots and stuff. So,
Dude.
I need to play shot music.
Your fingers.
Anyway, sorry.
Marzi's got an extra hand. Nobody knows that.
That's what I'm saying. I think you got two other people down there just off screen.
I wish I'd seen him Friday night because he had his guitar all striped up in black like Eddie Van Halen. It was a really cool effect.
Oh, the Frankensteiner.
That was
There we
my
go.
birthday.
Look at it right there.
Yeah.
It was so sexy looking. It was so cool,
Wait,
man.
this is my prototype, but this is the actual guitar and then, like the very first model. This is what you would get if you ordered it. And I mean, I had my son do this after the king passed away,
Wow.
and I'm gonna keep it that way.
Hell
And,
yeah.
On the back of it, it says on the plate it says M11.
Damn.
Marzi, me and Eddie have the same birthday.
Oh man, that's sweet, man.
Yeah, I lost my birthday, buddy.
That's
Wow.
awesome. That's beautiful.
And that was like the least cool thing about him.
Before we're gonna have to go to a break here in a minute. Jerry, you and Marzi have known each other forever. Are there any stories that you want to bring up that you know that you know he doesn't want to? No, I'm kidding. That's
Now I have known him since I was like 14 years old. He was an older friend that hung out with a family I grew up with that I did construction with, and I've been watching him play at bars around A-Leaf and stuff since since I was a kid, getting snuck into those places.
Well, Mars, we're gonna have to do some sort of Whiskey Brothers Marzi jam session in some capacity and figure out. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but you're too cool to not be hanging out with us and vice versa.
Damn right.
That would be awesome, man. That would be great.
What?
The other night, it was like a pleasure to be on the same stage with Jerry Wynn. I want to say, like, it's third time.
Yeah, third, fourth time that we've done that now.
Third or fourth time.
I'll say this after.
You were gone when we finished playing, and I was like, it was a small joint, and I was packing up my cables, and this lady came up, and she was like, motioned to me to go up to her in front of the stage. I went up there. She told me, she was like, we were pretty good, I was rapping. I had cables in my hand. Then she goes, I want to hear Freebird.
Every goddamn
5 till
night.
2.
Yeah.
Shit shut down. My amps off. Everybody. I think the drum set was gone. She's asking for a request. I was like, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that, so I thought I'd tell you that now. Pretty damn funny.
Oh, God.
Isn't it great when people think
it wasn't like the heckler lady? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Isn't it great when people come up to you and they're like, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna be so original and so funny, and then they drop something like that, and you're just like, yeah, that's like the 20th time I've heard this month.
Yeah, it's never, do you know Bach's third movement in G?
And whether she was kidding or whether she was.
What happens to me a lot, if I go out, used to, back when we used to go out, and I wasn't one to go out a lot, but it would happen often. Like if I went to some place, to like see a friend, obviously, I'd go in and the band would finish playing, and then some lady would, or like some guy would go like, y'all good, man, y'all good, and I just walked in. That's I always get some compliment. I look on stage, I'm like, who do I look like, And I don't look like nobody, man. Nobody at all.
So that's what you get. What I used to get is I used to smoke cigarettes, so I'd always be standing outside the venue, and people would walk up to me and give me their ID because they thought I was fucking security.
You gotta roll with it. That's what's funny.
Oh yeah, I'd be like $10.
Hey man, look. One time when I was younger, I went and saw David Lee Roth at the Houston Summit, and then he just after Van Halen, and he had Cinderella open up for him. Well, I had bangs and shit, no facial hair, and I don't even like this guy much, but man, they thought I was this guitar player for Cinderella at Hard Rock Cafe, and it was off of Kirby.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Off of Kirby.
Monday night, 93Q had some interns up in there, and they would just like broadcast from there. And my friend played a prank because he wanted some CDs. So he went and said he was my manager, and he came back and told me this. I was so upset, man. I was like, motherfucker, they're gonna come here and look at me, and they're gonna fucking call me out. What the fuck would you do that? I'm kind of shy and stuff. They come in, these two interns come in, and I'm like sitting there, and they're like, "Hello." I'm like, "Hello, how you doing?" They're like, "We're good. How are you?" Oh shit. I'm like, "I'm doing good. You?" They're like, "We're doing fine. What you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, just having dinner." And man, I was like, they really think I'm some dude. They didn't know what this guy looked like. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna punish you.
I'll tell you a funny story, Mars, before we jump out of here.
I got on the air that night. And I said hi to myself. I shit you not. They said, you never know who you're gonna run into when you. First they say you want to get on the air, and I said absolutely. I ran because back then I didn't have cell phones, so I called my drummer. I'm like, dude, get your cassette deck and put your jam box in front of this thing and record this shit. I'm about to be on the radio. I'm gonna say hi to myself. So they get on. They go like, you don't ever know who you're gonna run into when you're up in there. And they said, introduce yourself. Obviously, I lied and said I'm so and so. And then they said whatever you want, and I said I'm so and so, blah blah blah. You're about to hear a song, "Nobody's Fool." I think that was the hit back then.
Yeah.
And I said,
how ironic.
My friend Marzi out there, man, young and up and coming guitar player is killer. Y'all say hi.
Wow.
Oh God, that's good.
Promoted himself.
I never made eye contact with my buddy that was with me. Not one time.
Because I would have broken.
Not one time, because I knew that was like, she was,
And you get that first, first professional head nod from Tom Kiefer or whoever was does that casual Cinderella approval.
That was so funny, man. That was so funny.
Marzi Montazeri is our guest. Thanks so much for coming by. The High Priest of Distortion. You're working on a new Heaviest Texas album?
I'm working on a lot of stuff, man. I'm actually working on I have had a Heaviest Texas album. I've had like 10 songs for it, so I've kind of I had a game plan when we got off tour with Overkill with Exhorted to go and write a new album. That tour was cut 2 gigs short, which is, for me, it was nothing. And then I really didn't watch the news, and I didn't go out, and I did what I was going to do. I stayed home and I wrote an album. So I got about 10 or 12 songs for that album, and then I started working on solo album. And so now I'm at the solo album stuff and still writing some Exhorter stuff, and
hell
it's a lot
yeah,
of fun, man. I do it all at home, man. I got a killer drum program, and I play bass and guitar at home.
Brother, well, we're looking forward to your new stuff. I'm gonna dig into your old stuff. We're gonna do something all together, and on behalf of the rest of Houston, man, thanks for carrying the rock and roll torch, brother. Cheers. We love you. And we're going to take a quick break. More Whiskey Brothers podcast. When we come back, special thanks to Marzi Montazeri. We'll be right back. No worries. So let's dude, he is very likable. Thank you all for digging that. We'll chat with you guys for a minute. We don't have to even take a break. We'll matter of fact, we'll just let this one ride out.
Cinderella thing when we come back.
So I was that's a whole. So let's do that. We'll come back to this too.
I know yours, but do you?
Yeah, we'll tell both those. No, probably not. So we'll tell both those stories. What's up, everybody? Yeah, the Russian stuff was very tempting to bring back many times. Important to bring back to be Russian. You guys are. There was a very entitled white lady in Dallas. I will say that. Yes, I don't know who are der gross bar how do you,
Fuck you and your entitlement. I want to get tattooed on me.
dude? Sam, it was one of the most amazing things I've ever said in my life. Is the audio still live? Cool.
She was so put off.
Sam, I looked her dead in the face. Fuck you and your sense of entitlement.
She goes, "Do we need to talk about something?"
It
He goes,
sounds
"Yeah,
like we just
fuck you
did."
and your
No, fuck that.
entitlement."
We've talked enough.
And I just like, oh my god,
Bro,
I didn't see it coming. It was just such a shot across the bow.
Side note: this is really fucking
Yeah,
good.
So
so
honest.
is
Stuff is good.
tremendous.
That's
All right, so
fantastic.
let's do it.
Dude,
Let's
I was
pour-
at that show he was talking about, that David Lee Roth show.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back in and we'll do a quick wrap up segment, man. Maybe we're in 5. We'll tell these 2 stories and then call it. Cool. We are drinking. Who is DERGRO Derg Rose Bar? I don't know who that is. They said we made them get a Twitch account. Thank you. We hope we're the
Dirge
subscription.
Road. What?
I can't. It's like reading that
You
license
made us
plate
stay
game.
on Twitch.
It's yeah. So we hope you're subscribing, or I don't. Can you send us shit? I don't even know how that works. German for the big bear. Is this one of the guys who found me at the Owen Benjamin show? Is that one of those bears? His I still got a bunch of his followers that come. They still do shit. All right. Anyway, probably not. Yeah. Okay. Welcome aboard. We're gonna come right back. 2 segments whenever you're all ready. Let me know.
2 segments or
One.
Welcome back to the Whiskey Brothers podcast. We are almost done. Special thanks to Marzi.
That was fun.
Montazeri. Yeah, dude, what a good guest.
I
Thank
just
you.
let him talk. I suddenly feel like I know what Trey goes through.
That's
I just listened to him talk. I was like, this guy could just go on for an hour. I don't want to fucking ask anything.
it's wonderful. What
And you
happens?
got a metal guy, and I was
know.
like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an amazing hang, man. And like I said, y'all were asked for guests. I was like, man, I just accidentally grew up with a rock star.
And I forget that he's here in Houston, so we have to make that happen. We'll bring
Yeah.
him in. Maybe you know what? Maybe when we do the marathon, he can come in and we'll put him in the corner and let him because we're gonna do the
Oh,
musical
God,
guests in
yes.
studio, so he can come through and yeah, we'll do that for
That'll
sure.
wake
Put
us
it
up
down.
like 4 in the
I
morning
know
when
you
we're all
appreciated
fading.
it.
Yeah.
When he made that horse sound, my ears just perked up, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, you're from
Reminded me of The
Houston. He was like,
Abyss.
yeah. I
What
was
was
like,
that called? The
fucking
Abyss.
dead horse, and he was like, yeah, dead horse.
So he was talking about being mistaken for someone or whatever else, or pretending to be a friend of mine. Was many years ago, before the internet was a thing. He had gone to this back when I was at K106. My friend Angel, she got him tickets to see Marcy Playground. Right, he goes to see them. No big
God.
deal. So I know it's the mid '90s though,
Wow.
kind of big. He shows up. Someone makes a comment that he looks like a guy, something or another. He ends up he tells someone that he's the guitarist for Ben Folds 5. Now, the word gets around. This starts to he gets escorted into the building. Oh shit, come here. No, come on in. You can watch from over here. He's side stage or back. I caught that son
Yeah,
of a
you
bitch.
did.
Yeah,
You
man.
did.
Damn it, Grasshopper.
Whoa,
Yeah,
shit.
motherfucker.
Killed
Let
you.
it
Oh,
die.
that was worth it.
That was worth every second. Just let him lay there. Just let him
That
lay
was
there.
worth it.
Let him lay there. The
You will bleed.
So anyway, he's hanging out. And after the show, word gets the security comes and gets him, and they go, "Hey, the band wants you to meet him on the bus." And he gets brought back, and he's on the bus, and he's like, "Man, I'm just gonna ride this bitch out, right?"
Yeah.
He gets on the bus, and the band is dying laughing, and they go, and he's like, "What?" He goes, 2 in a row, motherfucker. I'm
Yeah.
a ninja. They go, Ben Folds doesn't have a guitarist. We
Yeah.
just had to see who you were.
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, like, did they even have a guitar
They
player?
asked him,
Right.
yeah, he got the whole night to himself with them. That was pretty cool.
Well, what I always get is, and Slade heard it 4 times this weekend, is, oh, you remind me of my uncle or my papa that looks just
Yeah.
like Santa Claus. Like,
God,
that's not the way to start.
none
a
of them
fucking
were
compliment.
compliments.
So back in the early 2000s, when I had a little mini show, right? First time we had the Super Bowl in Houston, Patriots Panthers. I'm watching the game, and my buddy goes, "Hey, we're all gonna hit up a strip club tonight after the game." I was like, "Fuck yeah!" They go, "We're gonna tell them you're Ice Cube."
That's fair, though.
It is.
When
It
your
is.
hair
It is.
was short.
Well,
You
my
had
hair was,
that, yeah.
I totally looked like him.
It
right?
is.
You looked like
They go-
young Ice Cube.
They go, "We're gonna tell them you're Ice Cube." I was like, "We're never gonna get away with this." I go, "Bro, I've already called the Colorado and said I'm his manager. And you've already got it set up."
Oh God.
And I'm like, motherfucker, I know everybody at the Colorado. Like, I went to high school with most of them, right?
And he's tipped the rest of them.
Right.
Fuck it, let's see how this rolls, right? I buy a new pair of kicks, like shiny, and I dress up, walk in, they go, yeah, he's here, blah, 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 he's outside in the car.
The eagle has landed.
Here's the awesome part. You know how racist it is if they tell you you're not Ice Cube? You look like that Sam guy who comes in here a lot. Like, there's no way this goes sideways.
No, they think all black guys look like. Shades, big fucking lokes, hoodie up, whatever. They go, he's here, he's in the car, we just need to go straight to the VIP. I walk in, boom, beeline it right there. We're ordering Dom P because Cristal wasn't cool yet.
Yeah.
And
With the face
Still
on.
dumb. Fuck. That's.
well, we're in the VIP. It's fucking
Yeah.
pitch black.
But still, you got
And they're just, oh, Mr. Jackson, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Like, they looked up the name.
Mr.
And everything.
Jackson.
They done looked up his Christian
And
name.
then, all the girls are coming back because they're like, we heard Ice Cube's here, this and this. And one of the girls I went to fucking high school with, and she comes in, and I just pull back the hoodie and put on the shades. I go, don't you fucking say shit.
Not
And
one
she
word.
was like, oh my God, this is fucking hilarious, right?
Yeah.
And then after, like, we're eating and shit, and at some point, she just comes flying into the VIP room. And she goes, Ice Cube's at the front door. I look over, I see that sign that says, do not push in case of emergency. Alarm will sound. Boom! Into the parking lot we go, into the cars, and we just fucking bailed. Just fucking bailed. She's, Ice Cube's at the fucking door. We were fucking gone.
And Ice Cube was given a $3,000
Yeah,
bill.
meanwhile, there's some waiter handed Mr. Jackson a bill.
Here's your bill, sir.
Mr.
Get here. What the fuck?
I never moved faster in my fucking life.
We got to get out of here. The Whiskey Brothers. If you guys are following us on Twitch, we appreciate your subscriptions. We appreciate you guys following us. Marzi, Montazeri. How do I pronounce
Montazeri.
Montazeri. I keep pronouncing it the wrong way because I'm bad at it. What a great
Montazeri's
guest.
revenge.
We're gonna bring him back. We're gonna bring him back for sure for the if we
Hell
can
yeah.
for the marathon. And I'm glad you turned us on to that. Thank you for doing a fantastic job in Dallas. Any of you guys who are here from Dallas, we welcome you aboard. All the new fans on all the platforms. We're back on Thursday with another episode of the Whiskey Brothers. Wednesday night, you can catch me and Sam on the Spoiler Room. Chase DeRusso is going to be on with us for that, I think.
Saturday night, I'm at Katy Vibes.
Saturday night,
Katy,
you're at
Texas.
Katy Vibes in Katy, Texas. Rob, anything coming up?
I'm going to Dallas for something. I don't know what it is.
Dallas for an unknown
Yeah.
gig
Mystery
that we
gig.
can't talk about.
know what
Is
it
it anime porn?
I don't know.
Oh, some hentai. And then maybe
Should be gurgling sounds.
are we gonna do Mega Man 2 on a live stream? Can we do that
Absolutely. Hell
yeah,
either
why not?
Thursday or Tuesday or one of the off days? We'll do it. I want to run through that game. And also, while we're doing it, send us a message and let us know what you want. We're going to talk about some stuff, maybe for some up-and-coming comics or some other things you want to do. Some
Yeah,
conversations.
we want to be on there a lot. So
We're going to
you
have some
send us,
recorded content.
God,
tell
there's
us
so
what
much
you want to
coming out.
see. We'll
Yeah.
fucking do it.
Anyway, you know all the places to follow us at Praise Whiskey, our home on most things social, and here on Twitch. We'll see you guys on another episode soon.